G'day gamers, Gob here. Welcome back to Gob's Quickies. Now, if you haven't already guessed from the thumbnail, can you have a gander at behind me and tell me what you think it might be? This, my friends, is a compact, ground level, snazzy looking iron farm that will fit in with most of your builds. You could put it in a town, you could put it in a village, and you know what? It doesn't look out of place. It's not much of an eyesore at all. Okay, gone are the days we need these big monstrosities up in the air and things like that with little pods of villages. We have this compact looking iron farm, and just look at it. Doesn't look too bad at all, does it? Now, I will say this is based on the design from a mate of mine, Scouse Mouse, and if you haven't seen his channel, go and have a look. Okay, so I've taken Scouse's design and I've gobified it. Okay, I've added all the redstone underground, I've put in some witch protection, and I've changed the way it's actually spawn proofed around the mob farm, the iron farm. Shall we have a quick squiz before I show you how to build it? Right, so there it is, our 4 little prisoner villages. Doubles as a farm if you need to. Our golems die in there, produce our iron, and there is prisoner number 1, affectionately known in this world as Bert. Right, and not an iron golem to be seen anywhere except where we want him to spawn. So, what do we need to build it? And this, in the chest here, will show you what you need. You're going to need a number of blocks of your preference to build out of. I like stone bricks. A complementary slab to go with said building block. Some beds, 4 of them to be specific, 4 barrels, some glass, some hoppers, sticky pistons, a redstone block, some redstone dust, several comparators, some repeaters, some chests, oak signs, a bucket of lava, some light of some form, and in this case I'm going to use glowstone, and water. Optional extras to pretty it up. Some fences, leaves, you'll need a shovel to make the path blocks. You've got to have a name tag. Sorry, that's not an optional, that's a must. You're going to need a name tag for your zombie. You'll need an anvil to make the name tag out of. Some lanterns, some seeds, and a hoe. Right, so what do we need to build it? We're going to need an area that is 8 long. 8 long that way, 9 wide. Okay, and you need to decide on your ground where your front is going to be, which side you want your iron to be collected. And in this case, our iron is going to be, our killing chamber is going to be on this side. Okay, so as we're looking at it over there, this is the side we're looking at it here. Okay, so we have 8 long, 9 wide area. So how do we start it? Well, first things first, because this is going to be a ground level, what I want you to do is dig out an area 8 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. And that's the start. 8 by 6. Now, one thing you're going to have to do is make sure you light up any caves that are underneath you, and preferably fill them in, because golems will spawn anywhere on a 16 by 16 by 13 area around the poor scared villagers. Okay, so once you've dug out your area, I just want you to lay down a groundwork using the building block of your preference, and in this case I'm using the stone bricks. And do that. Once you've done that, we're going to build our villager chamber. Okay, now this can be however you like. You can have big windows, little windows, whatever, but your villager chamber is going to be the wall, space for 2 beds, and space for a workstation. And we'll take out 4 spots for workstations. Okay, and that's going to be our villager chamber. And we'll just fill in this area here. Okie dokie. So once you've done that, you can put down your workstations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in this case I'm using barrels because they fit in quite nicely into the floor and don't allow the villagers to get stuck or anything like that. So they blend in quite nicely. Okay, now we're going to put our beds down. We want to put our beds down so they occupy these 2 blocks here with the head of the bed towards the barrel. Right, and we've done that. And what we'll do now is we'll just fill in these areas. Actually, I don't want glass there. I'll put... This one might look a little bit different to the other one, but that doesn't matter. Okie doke. And we'll put glass along here. So we've got a nice bit of view. Now what we can do, and this is entirely up to you, but we're going to need lighting in there to stop the nasties from appearing. Okay, the last thing we want is nasties to appear with our villagers. So you could put in lanterns in there, but I'm just going to put a couple of pieces of glowstone as a building block. But you could just use lanterns. Okay, so you can either make that another building block and put some lanterns on the inside, or you can use glowstone. Entirely up to you and what suits your build style. Okay, and just complete filling that area in. Now what we want to do now, is just go and cap this off. And to prevent any golems or anything like that spawning, we'll just close this area in completely so there is not enough room. And there is our villager container, containment area complete. What we want to do now is just finish off and closing our zombie window. So just put a row of 4 bricks along there. Right, what we're going to do now is put in the redstone to open and close this window. What we're going to do is we need to dig down under here. Apologise if you've already put your bricks down, but this is the area we're going to work in. So what we want to do is every area that's got this red, we need to dig down 3. That's 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you won't be at bedrock on your world. Okie dokie. Now, under here, that block there, we're going to replace with sticky pistons. So we're going to put a row of blocks there, and we need to put sticky pistons facing up here. So when these pistons extend, they'll push these blocks up into that gap there and close off line of sight from the zombie chamber to the villager chamber. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I just want to lay down a layer of conductive blocks. You may not have actually had to dug down the whole 3, but I like to have it all looking uniform. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to be able to provide power to these 4 blocks to push these pistons up. Now I do it with a repeater. There you go, so 4 repeaters, a line of redstone dust, and 1 dust coming off either of the 2 middle ones. Okay, So what we're going to do now is we're going to put in the mechanism that does this. Okay, so we put down a... Oops. I'm going to put down 2 sticky pistons, 2 apart. Okay, we want a blob of dust on either side of the sticky pistons. We want a block next to those dusts so that that block can get power that dust, power these sticky pistons. Okay, what we want, just chuck down a hopper on that block there, another hopper into it, get rid of this hopper, and put the hopper back facing to each other. So the nozzles should be facing inwards to each other. Okay, we now want a comparator of each of these hoppers to draw a signal from the hopper, and a block of redstone against that. Now when these pistons move backwards and forwards, it's going to push the redstone to there. See what happens? When it's finished, it comes down. Okay, so this is a little hopper clock, and we are now going to put it into action. And the way we do that is we put whatever number you like, let's say 25, of a particular type of block into one hopper, and they'll cycle through from one hopper to the other, moving the pistons, then it'll cycle back, and that will then progressively lower and raise the piston. Now the only other thing I'll do is I just want to put down some light down here so we don't have the flashing redstone, and then that's that done, and we can cover it back up. Actually, we don't need those ones there. And there we go. Have open and closed. Open and closed. Now, we don't necessarily want our zombie to be too close to our villagers. Okay, so when we make these walls here, what we want is just a little bit of a barrier. You can use either a full brick, actually I might use a full brick here, just purely to hide those pistons. Okay, but you could use a slab. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll enclose our zombie chamber, giving our zombie a little bit of space to walk around and be fully visible to the villagers. Because we are a humanitarian organisation here at Gob Games, and we believe in rights of all entities, including zombies and the like. Okay, so we'll just fully enclose the zombie chamber. Like so. Now what I might do is just chuck in a little bit of light. I just don't want any random zombies or creepers or whatever spawning inside here. Now what we'll do is we'll just allow the zombie a too high space to spawn into, because we don't necessarily want golems appearing in here, because that would be counterproductive. And it looks like that. Now, at the moment, the roof is spawnable. So what we want to do is go through the roof with bottom slabs. And that means it is no longer a spawnable space. it'll stop mob spawns, and it'll stop golem spawns, because we don't want a golem spawning anywhere except our kill chamber, because if it spawns anywhere else, it'll wander around, the villagers will think they're safe because they've got a golem nearby, and we won't get any more golems spawning, and that would be counterproductive for our iron farm. And that's what we've got. And now we're actually at a point where we could start spawning golems. All we have to do is put our villagers in there and put in our zombie. This is the point where I would recommend you putting in your villagers, because to be fully active, your iron farm needs to have villagers who've worked at a workstation during the day and have slept. So we want them to actually have done all that before we put our zombie in, otherwise we'll be waiting, and let's face it, we all get impatient when we want our iron farms to work. So what we want to do is put our villagers in, probably now. Now I'm in creative, so I can actually cheat, and I can use a villager spawn egg. Don't need those anymore. Okay, I can use a villager spawn egg. If you're in survival, which I'm guessing most of you will, you could use a number of ways to lure your villagers in here. You could bring them in by boat or rail. You could have a hole in the roof and drop it in. You could actually have the doorway open there, and they'll pathfind to the workstations, or at night they'll pathfind to the beds. But however you decide to get your villagers in, you need 4. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, sorry mate. And 4. That 4 fine go? No, I didn't get 4. There we go. 4 villagers happily within their new little home. Enjoy that, guys. Okay, now it's time to build the kill chamber. Okay, so the kill chamber, we're not actually building it in this location, so 2 in, probably in line with the ledge hiding our zombie. We want to go out 3. And then clear out all this area and put down some bricks. Like that. We don't need these ones anymore. This actually just goes back to being normal ground. Okay, so this area is going to be a water channel, so we want to enclose it. Okie dokie. Okay, so what we want down here, in this location, is our chests. Now we can either use a double or a single chest, entirely up to you. Depends on how much you want to have. Now into that chest, I want you to put 2 hoppers. Okay, flowing in like that. And then I want you to fill in this area. Okay, so that's now enclosed. Now what I want you to do, okay, is just build up here. Now you have a choice here. You need to close this off so that it doesn't allow water to flow through, but you can still open your chest. Now you can do that either with a slab, a top slab, so you can still open the chest, or you can use some stairs. Okay, and we'll get rid of that to give it a bit of a prettier look. Okay, we might go for stairs on this occasion. Now what I want you to do is, with a bucket of water, I want you to place a bucket of water down. Now you can actually use 2 if you like, and have it flowing evenly, entirely up to you. And now we need to enclose this area. Now you have an option, you can fully enclose it, or you can put some glass down. We might put some glass down. Like that. And now we need to build a mechanism to kill our golems. Okay, so our mechanism for killing the golems is going to be lava. Okay, we need to keep the lava from falling in the water. or it'll all turn to stone, and there will be some very unhappy Minecrafters. Okay, so to do that we need 4 signs. 2 up high like this, and 2 down low like that. Okay, so it allows this block here, this row along here, free. This one blocks it. Imagine these are solid. Okay, so we have a solid line there and a solid line underneath. So we actually have a channel sitting here. And we can put our lava down on that block there. And as you can see, the signs are holding it in. And so our golem will spawn in here, travel down, hit the lava, and it's deaded. Okay, now what we can do is we can make these areas unspawnable, and we'll leave this open to the air. We are now actually ready to start spawning our golems, but we won't just yet, because at the moment a golem can spawn anywhere outside our chamber, because this is all spawnable area. Okay, so to do this we need to make this spawn proof. Now a golem will spawn anywhere on a 16 by 16 by 13 up and down from the villager who's scared. Okay, so imagine it's that villager. We've got a 16 wide, so 8 in that direction, 8 in that direction, 16 deep, 8 this way, 8 that way, and 13 up and down. So what's that, about 7 up, 7 down. Okay, so they can spawn anywhere in that area. So you have to make sure you've got no spawnable blocks within that radius. Okay, so let's just take 8 from this block here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is our 8th block. Okay, so that's the last physically spawnable block that we have. And we'll just put that there to show us the extremity. And there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this side here, okay, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our 8 from the villager in this direction is going to be from this line here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you can see, imagine turning that into a square along that way, and that way. And that's the boundary of the spawnable area, as you can see here on this one. Now how we decorate this is entirely up to you. Now the golems will not spawn on farmland, they will not spawn on pathway blocks, they will not spawn on bottom slabs. Okay, they also won't spawn on transparent blocks like leaves and things like that. So if you want to just turn this all into pathway, you can do that. And to turn it into pathway, all you need to do is grab your shovel and go around and knock it all out. I'll do that and I'll be back. Now this is actually a very good segue, because at the moment I don't have a roof on my villager chamber that goes out very far. So if a lightning strike hit within, I think it's 4 blocks of a villager, they could turn into a witchy poo. That's why this one over here has got a roof that extends outwards. Okay, so that's a good segue. There you go. One area de-mob spawned. Is that a word? Not mob spawnable. We are now ready to start the system. Okay, so what we are going to need is we are going to need a zombie and a name tag. Okay, so get our zombie and we'll get our name tag. Now you put the name on a name tag using a amble. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put our zombie in the system. Now you can do this a number of ways. You can attract them in with yourself as bait, having a little bit of a bridge over. You can trap them in a minecart and ride them over and drop them in. However you wish to put them in is entirely up to you. But we put them in, give them a name tag, and the system is now primed. And hopefully soon we will see a golem. And there we go, our very first golem through our iron farm. All we need to do now is de-witchy poo it. And to do that, we just need to take the roof line out. Just need to go out 4 from our villages. I'll do that and be back. And there we go. That should now be witch proof. Now every now and then the golem will get stuck against one of these signs. Don't worry, they do actually correct themselves and fall into the lava. It just takes maybe an extra minute. Okay, so what you can do now is you can just go through and pretty this up, you know, put in some posts, put in some extra lighting. If you want to put fences and add around the sides, you can. You can put in bushes, little bits of farmland, things like that, so it can end up looking like this. Now let's just go and have a look at the output of this farm. So what have we been doing? We've been going for maybe about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, and in that time we've produced nearly 2 stacks of iron. That's not too bad at all. I'm very happy with that. And there's another golem. As you can see, he's actually stuck against a sign, but don't worry, he'll right himself very shortly. There he is. He's wiggling away, and there he goes. Excellent. Burn, baby, burn. Awesome. And there you have one working, compact, ground level, snazzy looking iron farm. If you like this video, please give me a subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button and chuck me a comment. Don't forget to go and check out Scouse Mouse's original of this. Have a look at his channel as well. That's it from me. Until next time, hooroo!